move on to the financial review tomorrow, and the headline calls no rush to lift migration. The Morrison government is resisting calls by businesses and others to fast-track the migration intake between now and the federal election amid fear such a move could hamper wages growth. With Prime Minister Scott Morrison seeking to make the cost of living a key feature of the election, due to be held between March and May, the government believes opening the floodgates on migration to make up for the pandemic years would suppress wages growth. It's interesting because obviously what we saw, all of the stats released today, wage growth hasn't really gone anywhere, Caleb. So what's migration going to make the difference of? Because we had that before COVID.
Well, the real question is how many of those 200,000 jobs that are currently available are going to be filled by the end of the year. And if we get to next year and not many of those jobs have been filled, I'm not sure the Prime Minister will have much choice but to reopen migration. Now, I don't think he should do that in a sort of, open the floodgates manner. But if we get to a point where jobs are simply not being filled because people here are, I don't know, too lazy or don't want to reskill or whatever to fill those jobs, or they're unwilling to, businesses are going to be knocking on Morrison's door and saying, mate, we need workers. And the only way you're going to get those workers is by importing them.
Yeah, unless he's going to let his cabinet take an extra couple of weeks of leave to come pull beers.
Yeah. but there won't really be much else to do. If people at home don't want to take those jobs and businesses want to fill them, and they have to fill them, the only place they can come from is overseas. That is the conundrum that Morrison will find himself.
That will be Yeah, so I think it's going to be a very stark reality once the Christmas period is well and truly over, indeed. Over to the Sydney Morning Herald now, where net zero rules for cities' buildings. All large commercial buildings designed from next year will be required to operate at net zero in a major climate policy announcement by the New South Wales Planning Minister. Rob Stokes said dark roofs will be discontinued on new homes built across Sydney, and he has taken a swipe at the Commonwealth's climate agenda while unveiling a suite of measures to ramp up the state's emissions reduction response. Look, building and Sydney and homes, look, it's well out of my price range. And look, I think if people can build in Sydney, I think they'd be wanting to tell the minister, I will decide on how my house is built, not you, mate.
I would be too. I can't believe this. I mean, it has shades of Environment Minister Matt Keane in New South Wales sort of suggesting that they might ban wood fires and this kind of thing because it's bad for the planet. In terms of banning people from having dark roofs, I mean, what is he going to do next? Try and tell you the colour that your front door must be? We must all have red front doors. Now, if what he is trying to achieve is to stop the sort of urban heat sinks, and they are a very real thing. One of the things that can reduce the temperature in suburbs by degrees, noticeably, by up to 10 degrees, is trees. Here's a novel idea. Plant more trees. And if we're creating new development, don't cut down all the trees. Build around them. The coolness that provides will far outweigh mandating that people have to have cream roofs or something. I mean, seriously, if we're going to get serious about planning properly, we need to stop cutting down trees left, right and centre, and we need to plant more of them. So many of these new developments are just totally devoid of greenness anywhere. And trees, by the way, take in carbon dioxide and pump out oxygen. I mean, it's a greenie's wet dream.
Sounds like you'd be a wonderful science teacher, Caleb.